So why does this girl like you? Right? So you should be suspicious of that. Why does this girl like you if all the other girls don't like you? Something's different with her. Something's wrong with her in a sense, right? We don't want to talk that way. We don't want to think that way. We want to think positive and, oh, this girl's really different. She likes me and woo, woo, woo. That's a problem. Oh, she likes you, but all the other girls don't like you? That's a problem. That's a red flag. Believe it or not. And it sounds depressing. It sounds nihilistic, pessimistic, whatever, right? It sounds pessimistic. But it's the truth. If 99% of girls don't like you and one girl does like you, what's wrong with her? Think about it. And it was Jordan Peterson who said, be wanted by a lot of women, but choose only one. That's idealistic. Jordan Peterson is an idealist, right? And I've always said this about him. I've made vlogs about him on my channel, on my YouTube channel. And I've said he's idealistic. Everything he says is coming from an idealistic place. It's not coming from a place of realism. So when he says, be wanted by a lot of women, but choose only one, that's an idealistic scenario. That's the top 5% of guys get that privilege and position. Not every guy. Your average guy gets nothing. Trust me. Your average guy gets nothing. If he's below a 7 in the looks department, I would even say below an 8. If he's below an 8 in the looks department, he's going to get nothing from 90% of girls. Now, the difference is what Pua teaches you to do is how to be above average. How to mold and create yourself into being a guy who's above average. That way, when you go out and you approach women, which is what you're supposed to do if you're a Pua, that way you can attract higher quality women, or you can just attract women in general. Because if a woman is above a 5 or a 6, she is a celebrity. That's just a fact, man. Her pussy's gold. Because that is pussy in 2020. That is pussy in today's day and age. 150, 200 years ago, I don't know what it was like. I don't think it was the same thing. Because we didn't have a society that allowed that to happen. Right? We didn't have a society, where women wore makeup and they dressed sexual and they put themselves out there that way. I don't even know if that was possible. But now we have this society that pedestalizes women, that props them up, idolizes them. If you're a female and you're attractive, you are on your way to being a celebrity. If you are very attractive, you're for sure a celebrity. I was looking at this Instagram earlier today. Somebody had shared, and it was this girl, and she didn't even look real. She had these gigantic breasts, and they were natural, which is insane. Sometimes nature just gifts these women with insanely large breasts. So she was natural. And she was like a BBW type model, and she was gorgeous. And she had like 500,000 followers. It was Instagram, right? Something like that. On her way to 1 million. Might have even been 700,000. I can't remember. On her way to 1 million. And she's done nothing. She ain't no Elon Musk. She ain't no Steve Jobs. She ain't no Michael Jordan. She's done nothing. She just exists. She puts on makeup. Maybe she's had some surgery to reduce her fat in certain areas, right? So that her breasts and her ass can look even larger and even more disproportionate. She doesn't look natural at all. as far as how your average woman looks, right? And here she is, almost 100,000 followers. And she's done nothing. She's brought nothing to the world except something for guys to fap to, something for guys to jerk off to. And she has more followers than people who are literally saving the world, people who give money to the homeless, people who do stuff for Greenpeace, people who provide aid and relief to those in crisis, etc. Nobody knows who those people are. It's just a weird, sick world that we live in. But see, nobody knows that better than these women. Nobody knows that better than these women. She doesn't have to do anything. All she has to do is breathe and exist. And she's a celebrity. She's special. Right? So, I don't know, man. When you have those kind of odds against you, you know, what do you think is going to happen? You think these women are going to care about you? You think these women are going to love you and support you? Really? I mean, she's the prize. She is clearly the prize. Now, if you figured out a way to have your status a certain way, or you figured out how to gain her attraction somehow, by luck of chance, because, you know, if you're a guy, you understand that you're going to be hitting up hundreds of, if not thousands of girls before you even get a reply, let alone get her out on a date, get her interest, get her into bed. I mean, this is just what men go through, and women do not get it. They don't understand, because they can't be anything if they're not subjective. Women are subjective creatures. Why are they always in their feelings and in their emotions? Because they're subjective. Men, we have to be objective, reasonable, logical in order to survive. Because we can't just go out and find a woman to take care of us. So we have to be, as far as nature goes, we have to be reasonable, objective, logical. If we're not, we might not survive. We got no backup. Women can choose to work. You like that word? Choose. Women can choose to work if they want to, but guess what? They don't have to. There's a difference between having to do something and being forced, choosing to do something and being forced to do something. You have to do it because you're a man. You gotta bring home the bacon. And what do women do? Well, they have a choice. They can choose to work or not. You see how that works? They fought, and oh, you know, we want our equality, and it's not fair that women don't make as much as men, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? We built the world, ladies. We built the system that coddles you. We built the system that is sexist in your favor. We built that. And hopefully we can change it. Hopefully we can do away with frickin' abortion. Sick, twisted, evil thing. And hopefully we can change this damn court system to where it's less sexist and more equal for men. Where men don't get thrown under the bus and women don't get a slap on the wrist for the same crimes. Because that's not right. You claimed you wanted equality. You got it in the 1940s when you got the right to vote, and the 1960s when you got the right to divorce, and you got the right to slut around if you want to with no social repercussions, although I'm against that as well. I probably would say we need to repeal the 19th. Because what are women doing? They're lying, they're cheating, they're stealing, they're taking advantage of the system, they're becoming whores. What are they doing? Disgusting things with their freedom. We ruled you at one point, and we gave you your freedom because we were kind enough, we were egalitarian enough to do that. We were humane enough to give you your freedom. And look at what you've done. You've stabbed us in the back. You cheat on us. You lie to us. You're deceptive with us. You divorce us. You're unloyal in a myriad of different ways. Hypergamy is unloyalty. Oh, you only choose the man with the best resources? You're unloyal. You're not loyal. You date us for a while, and then if we're not going anywhere with our life, you dump us for someone who's better than us, who is going somewhere with his life, who has more money than us. That's sick. You're unloyal. That's not love. You wanted freedom, and this is what you've done with it. You've shown us what you are. You've shown us what your idea of freedom is. Your idea of freedom is social, political, financial leverage, manipulation. Your freedom is manipulation of society. That's how you get by. That's how you get on, ladies. You manipulate. She doesn't have to approach you. She doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't have to talk. She doesn't have to put herself out there. She doesn't have to have any money. She doesn't have to support a family. She can fall back on the welfare system. Not to say that the welfare system shouldn't be there. It helps people who are in need. But she's taking advantage of it. Whereas men can't do that. Maybe to some extent we can. Maybe to some extent, if there's no mother around, we can go and get welfare. Hopefully. But when it comes to a family, we are expected to provide. That's our job. And no one knows that better than women, because they're the ones who utilize it. They're the ones who manipulate us. They're the ones who exploit that. They exploit it. They exploit our resources. Women are exploiting these guys who say, I'm a man, therefore I'm going to go provide. I'm a man, I'm supposed to be making the money. I'm a man, I'm supposed to be taking care of the family. And what are women doing? They're exploiting that. Yeah, you're a man, go make the money. Ha ha, I'll stay at home and take care of these kids. And like the great Bill Burr said, put DVDs into DVD players. How hard? Oh, it's so hard. Being a mother is the hardest job in the world. Oh, it's so hard. While the man goes and toils for 8 hours, probably 70% of the time to a job that he hates, that he's just doing for the money. He gives his soul for it, and then we wonder why men die earlier than women. And their biggest stress is, oh, the baby threw up today. Whereas you got deadlines upon deadlines, and the company relies on you for its existence. And if you don't provide for the company, if you don't profit the company, if you don't push the company forward, you get fired because there's competition. And then if you get fired, you lose your house. You lose your house, you lose your woman. She's gone. Well, you're not a real man anymore. You can't provide for me. I'm going to divorce you and go marry a man who can. And then he'll raise your kids. And you'll still have to pay money. Well, whatever job you have. I've seen it, man. I've worked at restaurants with guys like that who were divorced and they lost their job and they had to take a job at a fucking fast food restaurant. When I was young, I experienced that. I met guys who couldn't get anything better because their job market fell out, or they lost their job, or whatever happened, or because they were so stressed out they drank and they got a DUI. And then women want to hit us with, oh, well, you made that society, woo woo woo. Well, you make a better one, ladies. What have you ever made? Nothing. What have you ever made? Nothing. What kind of society has a woman ever built? Nothing. Just leeching off of men. That's what society women have built. That's all they do. That's all they know how to do. Leech off of men. And yet she walks around like she's a celebrity, like she's actually done something, like she's accomplished something. No, lady. Men want to fuck you, and that's it. That's your only accomplishment. Men want to fuck you. Congratulations. You didn't build Rome. You didn't found Western civilization. You didn't create free trade. You didn't put together the stock market. You didn't build any government. We let you in on those things at a certain point. That's all. And we maybe made a big mistake doing that because you're not objective, you don't reason, you don't logic, all you do is emote. That's all you're good for. I don't feel that this is a good thing. I don't feel. We don't care what you feel. Your feelings never built Western civilization. Your feelings didn't build society. Men did. Men built it. Great men. With great minds and great resolve and great dedication. You think a woman could do that? Not in a million years. The best she could do is support a man who does that. And that would be a good role for her. But nowadays, they don't. If you don't get a woman who supports you well, you're screwed, man. You're shit out of luck. Your empire is going to go down. If you don't have a woman who's going to support you and she sees your dream, not shares your dream, if she sees your dream and supports it, because, they always want to take part. Oh, I shared his dream. No, you didn't. You supported his dream. You weren't on the front lines. You weren't in the gym shooting layups with Kobe Bryant for 4 hours, Vanessa. You didn't share his dream. You don't deserve half. You may have gave him some pussy when he gets home. That's about it. These days. 75 years ago, they would have been cooking you dinner when you got home. Because that was a woman's job. That was how a woman helped. But nowadays, I'm not your personal cook. Cook your own dinner. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not your personal bank account. Get your own job. Right? What do you bring to the table, ladies? Oh, you give us intimacy? Is that worth half of our shit? Why do you think men are opting out of marriage? Because it ain't worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze anymore. You're more trouble than you're worth. I can get pussy anywhere. What else do you bring to the table, lady? This whole meme that's going around. Women decide who they have sex with. Never forget that. Okay, well, men decide who we get into a relationship with. Never forget that. If you don't have any qualities that are better than just your pussy, what are you? You ain't no celebrity. You ain't great. What are